Namaste, good evening. I'm Dr. Ruby Bhattacharya, Ayurveda physician and dietitian, and I would like to welcome you all again to this online summit organized by Wildwood Asia. Today we shall be discussing a lot of things on diet, how diet can work as therapy, how minor changes in your diet can actually bring a huge impact in your health. So everyone is like consuming food all the time. It might be in form of breakfast, lunch, snack, dinner. So food is a very vital part of our life. So even in Ayurveda, food is considered as one of the main three pillars of life. So it's very important that we know how to consume food in the proper way. There are certain combinations that you should avoid when you're like taking food. So there are a lot of things about food that you should know so that you can avoid a lot of diseases in future. So today we'll be discussing on all those things. So let us start first with kitchen pharmacy. Kitchen pharmacy, many of you might have heard about it. So kitchen pharmacy is basically we all have kitchen in our house, and a lot of spices, a lot of herbs, in fact a lot of fruits and vegetables are stored in the kitchen. So all substances found in nature have medicinal values, but you need to know how to use them in proper way. So there are a lot of herbs in our kitchen, a lot of spices, a lot of food that we consume on a daily basis, and these things can actually act as medicine if you know how to properly use them. If you are a regular person who does cooking, then most of us in our Nepali culture, we have this circular spice box with smaller circular compartments. And just looking at that spice box, we have like turmeric, we have cumin, we have cinnamon, we have a lot of spices that are like very rich in medicinal value. So like cinnamon, if you take it regularly, it's a very beautiful medicine for diabetes. It can actually control your cholesterol, blood triglyceride level, and also it is known to help in losing weight. So these are research based evidences of spices. So you should know how to like properly take them in proper amounts. So while consuming these spices, another thing that you should know is that there you can like divide spices into like two groups. One is spices that have warming properties that actually increase heat in your body. So spices like ginger, spices like cinnamon, these spices can actually increase heat inside your body. So if you're suffering from any kind of cold, or if you're trying to lose weight, then these spices can be of much help. Similarly, if you're if you already have a lot of heat in your body, like if you have fever or if you have some kind of bleeding, it can be anorectal bleeding or nasal bleeding, any signs that show that there is excess heat in your body. So we have cooling herbs for such conditions, like we have coriander seeds, we have fennel seeds, we have cumin seeds. So you just can simply take these herbal remedies, just take these herbs and spices that are easily available in your kitchen. Along with these herbs, right now we are going through this pandemic, COVID-19. We are trying our best to keep ourselves protected from the virus. In Ayurveda, we have these many immunity enhancing spices and herbs which are readily available in a kitchen. Spices like ginger, spices like cinnamon, garlic, turmeric, these can be taken on a regular basis if you want to increase your immunity to fight against the coronavirus, to build the immunity against coronavirus. So you can make a decoction out of these herbs and like consume it on a regular basis in the morning and in the evening, twice daily. And these herbs and spices will definitely help increase the immunity of your body. Also, along with increasing the immunity of your body, these will also help fight against many diseases. Apart from these herbs and spices found in your kitchen, we also have a lot of medicinal herbs that are found planted in almost many houses. So most of us already have aloe vera, we have lemongrass, mint. So even these are a lot of plants that have medicinal value in them. You can consume tulsi, make you can just chew few leaves of tulsi. Even this will help fight against many diseases. Tulsi is a very well-known antiviral herb, so it not only helps in cases like common cold, fever. It can also be a very potent drug to help build immunity to fight against COVID-19. So along with these spices, we have herbs such as turmeric, which is known for its anti-inflammatory, antiseptic, antioxidant properties. And if you take turmeric along with black pepper, that is marich in Nepali, so there has been researches in this that marich or black pepper actually can help increase the absorption of turmeric. So you have to take it in the ratio 10:1, that if you take 10 milligram of turmeric, then you can take like 1 mg of black pepper along. So when you take this together, normally everyone is consuming turmeric in everyday life, so it is a huge part of our diet when cooking. Even we add turmeric to every vegetable we cook, every pickles that we make. It's a huge part of our daily lifestyle. So we are consuming turmeric, but that is not getting absorbed in proper quantity. If you take it with marich or piper nigrum, then that will actually help in the increasing the absorption of turmeric. So this combination is these days used in hospitals all around the world to treat diseases such as cancer, pain. It is a beautiful antioxidant, so it is used in many diseases worldwide. So we have these herbs and spices easily available in our homes, in our kitchen, in our gardens. So I really hope that you start using these herbs, you start learning about these herbs, because they can actually be of great help in treating a lot of diseases, and can actually help save you a lot of money going to the hospitals, because you have all the medicines that you required in your home. All you need is a little bit of knowledge on how to use them, on how to consume them. So another thing that we should keep in mind when consuming diet is there is a thing called incompatible diet. So incompatible diet is there are like two different diets. When taken together, it harms the body. So even during this lockdown, a lot of people have started experimenting on food. Many of them have turned themselves into chefs, and they love cooking, they love experimenting, using different food items together. But there are certain combinations that you should keep in mind while cooking or while just consuming food, like milk. Milk is something that you should be always taking alone. You should never combine milk with any kind of food. The best time to consume milk is before bedtime with a pinch of turmeric, if you want it for added benefits. Otherwise, try just to drink milk alone. So milk, when combined with salty and sour food items, can result in skin diseases. Milk should not be combined with any kind of fruits or meat or fish. There are certain vegetables like onions and watermelon, radish that you should avoid milk with. Also, another thing is curd. Curd is also another food that a lot of us consume. So the best time to consume curd would be during the day. So if you consume curd during the night time, curd is very heavy to digest, so that might result in a lot of congestion in your body. Next day when you wake up, you might start experiencing increase in symptoms of your sinusitis, or you might wake up with a blocked nose. And curd is strictly prohibited during bedtime. Make sure you also don't take curd with fruits. Since fruit salad, we use fruits and curds together. So this is also one of a very bad combination, to not take curd with fruits, or especially bananas. This is a very heavy combination that you should be avoiding, and it increases a lot of kapha or congestion in your body. Also, don't take curd with black lentil, or in Nepali we call it maska dal. So this thing is known to increase your blood pressure. When you take curd with black lentil, that can actually increase blood pressure. Also, there is this trend these days, people, especially the young generation, they take a lot of alcohol drinks such as beer, and very common combination that goes with the beer is like salted dishes. Like there are like salted peanuts, there are like salted fried potatoes, and a lot of fast food that has a lot of salt in it. So alcohol or beer is already dehydrating in nature, so beer makes you urinate a lot, and on top of it, if you consume a lot of salty dishes, then that can make you even more dehydrated. So make sure you don't combine these food items that I said earlier. So now we know about few combinations that you're supposed to avoid. Let's talk about few things that you can consume on a regular basis, few food items that you can have every day. Like you can consume cow's ghee. Many of us believe that cow's ghee can actually increase the level of cholesterol and triglyceride in our body, but that is not true. Cow ghee, it has to be pure. Pure cow ghee is very beneficial for our body. It has a lot of health benefits, and make sure you consume it on a regular basis. The main thing you have to avoid are the fast food, the junk food that has been fried many times. Those are the kind of oils, the kind of fats that you're supposed to be avoiding. So another thing you can add to your daily food item is honey. Honey is also a very good food that you can enjoy every day. You can take it with your breakfast, you can take it with a warm cup of milk every night before you go to sleep. So honey is very rich in antioxidant. Make sure your honey has no sugar added and it's pure honey. And one thing you got to remember when you're taking honey is a very warming food. So like I said earlier, those people with a lot of heat in their body can reduce the amount of honey they're taking every day, or like can keep gaps in between days while consuming honey. Along with these, you can take sprouts for breakfast every day. The best one is the green gram or the moong. This moong or green gram is very light in nature, so those people who are looking forward to losing weight can consume sprouts of green gram, or any kind of sprouts will definitely help in boosting your health. So apart from these, another thing is Himalayan pink salt. That is a very good alternative to your normal table salt. Himalayan pink salt has more than 80 trace minerals that are very beneficial to your health, and it is known to in fact lower blood pressure, unlike the normal table salt that we use. So it can be a very good alternative to your table salt. So another thing while consuming food that you should keep in mind is make sure your food that you're consuming is colorful. So we call it a rainbow diet. Now you should have colors ranging from red, orange, blue, purple, white, green. So all sorts of colors should be present in your diets. So another thing that you should keep in mind is your food should be colorful. It should have a lot of colorful fruits and vegetables and other food items in it. So by colorful, I didn't mean colored added preservatives, colorful preservatives, but fruits of natural color. Like there should be a lot of red food items such as strawberries, tomatoes, yellow items like bananas and mangoes, and all these different colored vegetables and fruit items should be included in your everyday diet. Your food, your dish should not be looking dull in color. So make sure that you add different colored food items to your diet, because they are like very rich in antioxidants. They help build immunity. They make sure that your heart is working perfectly well. They are very rich in flavonoids and a lot of minerals and vitamins that are important for your body. So apart from rainbow diet, another thing that we should keep in mind is water. Apart from food, another thing that we consume on a regular basis is water. So there is certain rules and regulations on drinking water also. So when you should be consuming water and when you should not be consuming water. So water is something that you should consume first thing in the morning after you wake up. Make sure you take 2 to 3 glasses of water as soon as you wake up. If you can store it in a copper vessel overnight and drink from it, that is even more beneficial, since copper has a lot of health benefits. Also, make sure that you do not drink water right before you are going for a meal or right after you take a meal. You can take few sips of water in between your meal. That is okay, so that you get proper taste of the food that you are consuming. Also, make sure you drink 7 to 8 glasses of water every day. This is very important to keep yourself hydrated. Inadequate water is also responsible for a lot of diseases like constipation, pimple breakout. It's very important to flush out all the toxins in your body. So make sure you drink a proper amount of water required for your body. So next thing that we shall be discussing is how you should actually be eating food. So food is something that we are consuming every time. So how are we supposed to be consuming this food? So make sure you consume food that is warm right after it's being cooked. Make sure you have it straight after the food is being cooked, because if you keep your cooked food for a very long period of time, it develops certain rajasic guna, tamasic guna in Ayurveda, so that is not good for health. So make sure you eat as soon as your food is being cooked. The longer you keep your cooked food waiting for you to be eaten, the nutrients in the food starts diminishing, and you have to reheat the food. So continuously reheating the food will make all the nutrients in it disappear. So make sure you have warm meal every time you go for eating. Properly chew them. Chewing is very important because digestion starts from our mouth. A lot of saliva that is produced during chewing, it actually helps in digesting your food. So make sure you chew it for at least 32 times every time you put food in your mouth. Also keep in mind that you do not eat food too quickly or too slowly. Sit in a very happy environment. Make sure all the TVs, all the electronic gadgets are turned off while you're eating. And also remember to eat only when you're hungry, because it's very important that the food gets digested properly before you go for another meal. So eat only when you feel hungry. That way your food is completely digested. So keep in mind that you eat only when you're hungry. So there should be a certain gap of time between each meal. So moving on to another part, we have fruits. Fruits also make a huge part of our food. So there are certain rules to keep in mind while you're consuming fruits. Do not consume fruits along with other food items, especially cooked food items, because our body requires different enzymes to digest raw food and different enzymes to digest cooked food. So your body gets very confused when you are like combining these uncooked and cooked food. So make sure you take your fruits in the morning, which is the best time to take your fruits. Also make sure that you do not make juices out of it. Try to take them in the raw form, because a lot of fiber is lost when you're trying to convert it into juices. And especially if you're going for the packaged juices, then avoid it as much as possible, rather than go for the fresh juices that you can make in your home or that you can buy in many fruit juice shops. But totally avoid the packaged ones. And also make sure that you consume fruits as soon as you cut it, within 20 minutes of cutting it. And make sure to consume seasonal fruits, not to consume fruits during the evening. Like I said earlier, consume it in the morning, which is the best time to take fruits. And don't cook fruits also, because that is also not the proper way of consuming fruits. We all must have heard about we are what we eat. So in Ayurveda, it's actually we are what we digest. So it's very important that everything that we eat gets digested properly. So make sure that your digestion is really good. You might be eating all the nutritious food, but if your digestive system is not working well, if it's not digesting all the food that you're eating, then your body will not get the proper nutrition that your body requires. So it's very important that you maintain a healthy digestive system. If you're experiencing signs of indigestion, then you can go for simple herbal remedies, like you can add ginger, you can add cumins, you can add fennel seeds to your diet. You can consume it on a regular basis, a pinch of piper nigrum or marich. So these small spices, these small remedies can actually help in increase your digestion. So make sure that everything that you're eating gets digested well, and do not consume food that cannot be digested. Like these days, many of us are forgetting about consuming the proper kind of food that is actually meant for us. Like we're supposed to be consuming live food, and we are now consuming dead food to a lot of extent. So what I meant by dead food is all the junk food, all the fast food, all the refined food. They have a lot of preservatives added to it, they have a lot of colors added to it. So junk food and fast food does not make a healthy diet. Make sure you consume a lot of whole grains. Consume grains with the brand, the outer cover, which is a very important thing, which is a very important source of fiber, and it will help a lot with constipation and regular bowel movements also. So make sure you consume whole grains, a lot of fresh seasonal fruits and vegetables. Add spices according to your need. Make sure you have a rainbow diet. Make sure you drink ample amount of water. Make sure you take your food on proper time, and keep in mind about all the things that I've said earlier. If you have any queries, feel free to ask. Thank you